Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology. Today we'll be taking a look at the Chinatown Plaza and Mall in Las Vegas, Nevada. This place opened in 1995 and started off what would eventually be designated as Las Vegas's Chinatown area. It was actually officially declared as Chinatown in Nevada by their governor Kenny Gwin in 1999. This footage was filmed on a Saturday night during our visit to Las Vegas in December of 2019. I love covering cultural and ethnic malls on the channel because I just find them so interesting, and I love that they look completely unique from other normal shopping malls and plazas. For example, you can see a lot of Chinese-inspired architectural theming and things here on the roof of the second floor of the plaza. Something else you'll notice from this is a lot of the stuff that's outside in the shopping plaza part of this is a lot of restaurants and places to eat, which is fantastic, and we'll take a closer look at one of those places later on in the video. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the mall part of the Chinatown Plaza. This is off to one end of it. You can see they've got a lot of neon and electronic signs and things like that, which I love. And right when you walk in the front door, you see this really cool mural that goes across the second floor, and then a really neat like monkey statue that's right in the middle with all kinds of lighting. Now this mall isn't very big at all, it's actually really small, it just kind of loops around in a circle, but what I do love about it is all of the neon lights in here. I'm guessing this is because it's in Vegas, but every storefront in here seems to have some sort of really cool colorful neon lights. Now right here is a place called Number 1 Boba Tea, and we did take a closer look at this place because I'm not a huge fan of boba tea, but they had something called milk tea, which I've always wanted to try before, and Mark said was really good. He's familiar with it, so we grabbed one of those from here, and I think I got an almond milk tea. You can see they have all kinds of drinks here listed on the board, but what I got, the almond milk tea, was fantastic. It almost tasted like liquid marzipan. It was just really good. So if you happen to make it to this mall, I definitely recommend checking out Number 1 Boba Tea. Here's another neon sign that I love. I love this arts and crafts sign. Now unfortunately, by the time we made it here, it was a little bit later in the evening, so a lot of things inside the mall portion were closed, but that's okay because it made it a lot easier to film. You'll notice too in the middle of the circle that this mall runs, there's like a restaurant that's right in the middle. One of many restaurants that are in this place. See, I have no idea what that even says, but I love those neon lights. Especially the flowers. That looks like a really neat store too. I wish it wasn't closed by the time we got here. And then there's also a bakery here. Now this looked like they were maybe just closing down for the night because we did see a couple of people come in to pick stuff up. There's actually an outside door that goes into the bakery as well. But once again, even the simple bakery has a really cool neon sign. Now let's head up those stairs that were in the front of the mall when we first walked in. And there's really not much up here though. There's a reflexology place, and then another storefront. You can see the sign says open above it, but the doors were shut and we couldn't get in there. But at least from up here we can get a closer look at that mural that wraps around the inside. I just find these Asian malls so interesting. I don't know if you've seen my video on Mekong Plaza, but I think I like this place even more. Now here's a big statue that they have out in front of the plaza. We can get a closer look at it here. Where this statue is situated though, it makes it for a great photo opportunity. And here's a little plaque that kind of explains what the statue is about. It's a pretty big statue too once you get underneath it and look up. Now let's take a closer look at some of the stuff that's in the outside plaza portion. Volcano Cafe sounded pretty interesting, but we found someplace else that I really wanted to try out because they had something that I've again never tried before and wanted to since I saw it here. But if we look here, there's actually a directory of a lot of the restaurants that are in this mall or plaza, which is pretty great because it tells you, what kind of food each of these places has. Now, even though this is a Chinatown Plaza, there's restaurants from all over Asia in here, and the place that we decided to try specifically was Takopa. I'm sure I'm butchering that name, but it's a Japanese street food restaurant, and they had a specific type of street food I've always wanted to try, which is called Takoyaki, and I'm sure I'm butchering that as well. But they're basically squid balls. Not the balls from squids, but they're like dough balls with squid meat in them. Here, I'll let the little blurb here on the menu explain it better. A lot of my YouTube creator friends go on and on about how great takoyaki is, and it just always makes me want to try it, and I'm always so jealous every time I see pictures of it on Twitter and stuff. So I was really excited to find this place here. And they also have other stuff on the menu besides takoyaki. We ended up getting the Takopa sampler, which each of us got one of those, and it came with 4 different squid balls that were flavored with different things. But they've got other things like ramen and other types of street food as well. How do you say that? Okonomiyaki? Jeez. Here's a closer look at the takoyaki being made, and you can see they use a special pan that makes sure that each one of them is a little sphere. And here's a closer look at my sampler platter. You can see there's 4 different squid balls there. They're topped with different things. I can't remember what all the toppings were, but there was one that was kind of spicy, one that tasted kind of heavily of ginger. The white stuff, I believe, is Japanese mayo that's on there. And I have to say, I really did enjoy them, and they went fantastic with a cold Sapporo. After we were done eating, we decided to walk around and check out the rest of the plaza, and we were treated to even more great neon. Here's I was going to say a little seafood place, but this place was actually really big. I might try this out the next time we're here. I think this was one of my favorite neon signs, this dim sum daily one. That one's pretty great. But really, there's great neon all over. I love this place just for that fact. There's so many restaurants here. There's that Vietnamese pho place up there. There's Korean barbecue. There's just so many choices. I'll probably be eating here over and over again every time I come to Vegas. Now, like a lot of Asian shopping plazas, there's also a little grocery store here as well. So let's take a quick look at that. And right off the bat, we saw and also smelled the fresh seafood that they have, which that's fine. That smell, you kind of get used to it in a few minutes, and then you don't even notice it. But it does kind of punch you right in the face when you walk into one of these places. You know, besides the fresh seafood, though, which they had a pretty good selection of, the rest of the store kind of really just looked like a plain old regular grocery store and not so much like an Asian market. You can see here's the produce department and the meat and butcher area, and it looks just kind of like the grocery store down the street from my house, maybe just a little bit smaller though. Unfortunately, these Asian markets really are struggling during the current health crisis that we're having, so hopefully these places are able to stay on their feet in the future. Now, what's great about the Chinatown Plaza, besides all the shops and the restaurants and everything, is it also kind of serves as a cultural center. They have a lot of these different little posters up around explaining different things about Chinese history, about their calligraphy, you know, kind of religious beliefs, the history of Chinese tea. These are pretty great to read as well, though a little bit hard to read in the dark. I love that they have like a polished brass border around them too. That just kind of screams 80s, 90s mall aesthetic. Hopefully they don't ever change those as well. I think it looks pretty great with the neon. But if you are ever here at the Chinatown Plaza and Mall, it's definitely worth stopping for a few minutes and kind of reading these different posters. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we visited here back in December of 2019, and at the time, this place really seemed to be thriving. The restaurants were all very busy. Everybody seemed to be really having a good time here. Some of the shops were closed for the night because we were here later in the evening, but even looking at reviews online and news about this place, it just seemed like it was doing great. However, looking at news and reviews on this place now in April 2020, it sounds like it's really starting to struggle. And that sounds like it's the story for a lot of Chinatown centers and malls, just like this place all over the country. Which is really unfortunate because, like I mentioned, I love places like this, and the idea of them going away just really sucks to me. I also really hope that when things go back to normal and we're all kind of able to freely move about and go wherever, that people don't avoid places like this for silly reasons and preconceptions. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the tour of the Chinatown Plaza and Mall in Las Vegas, Nevada here. If you have any memories of checking this place out, I'd love to hear about them down in the comments below. As always, everyone, thanks for watching. Want to see your name here? Head on over to patreon.com/Retail Archaeology to find out how you can help support the channel. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my video on the Chinatown Plaza in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and also make sure to follow at the social media links down there because that's the best way to keep up with what's going on with the channel.